ask for the truth on behalf of Cree Abenes concerning relationship issues. And ask this in the name of truth, right conduct, peace, love and non-violence. Blessed be to the crow, the carrier of souls from darkness into light. And we cut the deck there for you, Creon, and just place the cards to the side. And we'll deal out 3 cards. The first card is representative of the recent past. The second card is representative of the present, and then your immediate future is depicted in this third card here, the immediate future. And now notice how, obviously got the 3 cards in the spread there. The recent past and the immediate future are about a moon phase behind and a moon phase ahead. That's about 3 or 4 weeks or so into the past and into the future, with Crean just in the middle there. The question was concerning, well, we're in a relationship, probably going to get married, have kids, tra-la-la-la. He doesn't seem interested in all that kind of game being played or whatever, and it's really stressing me out, and I'm ready to jump under a bus or whatever it is. So I don't know what the crack is here, but let's see what guidance Spirit may have here. See what guidance Crow has got for you concerning this. We'll start off then at the beginning, which is the beginning, middle and end, as you know, of any story. The beginning of this story starts here in the recent past, about 3 or 4 weeks or so ago. Crean. So we just get that first card there, and we'll just flip it nice and slow, not to disturb the energy, and then just to see what's going on. We've got the 3 of coins. That's got a Capricorn sort of feel to it, hasn't it? The 3 of coins. Crowley calls the 3 of coins the Lord of Works. 3, of course, the numbers 2 and 3 are related to the element of air. The number 1 is fire, which is spiritual essence, and then 2 and 3 are air, which is creative and transmissive powers, and then of course the numbers 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, 4 to 9, they're to do with water, which is mental and moral qualities, and then of course earth, which is what coins represents, is the physical vehicle. That's often related to number 10, isn't it? You could say in this case, because you've got the 3 of coins, you could say it's like the 3 of earth, isn't it? In the sense of creative and transmissive powers of the physical vehicle, as if somehow sort of trying to communicate something physical. And I suppose that's why Crowley calls it the Lord of Works. What Arthur Edward Waite sort of focuses on that as well, doesn't he? In that sense, I suppose 2's company, 3's a crowd as well. But either way, it seems as though this deck, Crow, this deck is energised with the vibration of Crow, and of course this deck focuses on of course your abilities and your imagination, and maybe I suppose, if we want to be negative about it, if we want to be dark about it, because that's sometimes what we have to do to find out where the light is, we have to know what the dark is as well, don't we? And how to navigate through that darkness toward the light. here, of course, maybe from the imagination point of view, or the imaginative point of view, maybe your imagination just lately has clouded your judgment. Maybe a touch of paranoia. Although this card is not inverted, and it probably never will be. No cards in this tarot deck will be inverted because I don't read inverted. Yes, you should do, some people do, but I don't, because in the sense of there are enough positive and negative cards, in the sense there are enough cards in any deck to represent hopes and fears without them sort of being inverted as well. Maybe I suppose it would double my sort of reading vocabulary if I did that, but that's just the way I work, a lot of us do. But in this case, of course, although it's not inverted, and I don't read inverted, nevertheless, we could just invert it and see the sort of diabolical meaning of that card. For as much as it indicates that there's been hard work and you've been imaginative, you've been sort of creative in that sense, nevertheless, even from a physical point of view, whatever that means, of course, we'll not go there. But regardless of that, on the dark side, although it isn't inverted, we can deliberately invert it in the sense of look at the diabolical meaning of it, and look on the dark side, of course, which I suppose is the black magic, isn't it, when you read the negative in every card. But we could do the black magic just for now, and just focus on the fact that one's judgment is being clouded by one's negative emotions about this. Maybe it's a lack of trust, maybe it's out of fear because we don't want to lose this person that we're in love with, and we fear it that much we start assuming the worst when something doesn't happen. It's a bit like when we use Ouija board. When something doesn't happen, it's the devil, when actually really nothing is happening. So it's nothing to do with the devil, nothing to do with evil spirits or anything. It's just that nothing is happening. And in this particular case, because nothing is happening doesn't mean that nothing is happening in that sense. It doesn't mean that anybody's up to anything. It just means that nothing is happening. And for as much as where we get married, where we have kids, where we do that, you've got plenty of time to do that. You've got plenty of time to gain responsibilities and give birth to dependents who just rely on you all the time and weigh you down with burdens. You've got enough time for that. You've got enough time to look forward to things going wrong, or maybe joy in your life, but you've got time for that. Don't worry about all that. But you're letting it cloud your judgment. I'm getting the feel from the darkness of this. Although this is not inverted, we can deliberately invert it to find the energy, to find what's going on. And on the positive side, of course, because each card, each angel, each card has its own diabolical sort of meaning. The positive is indicating that recently, yes, you had the opportunity to work at it, you had the opportunity to think creatively about what to do with what's happening now. Of course, that was then. That was a few weeks ago. Let's see what is happening now. Has anything changed? What's going on? How does it manifest itself? Let's just flip this card over here for you there, Cree, just to see. You've got a major arcana card there. Of course, with minor arcana cards, like the Three of Coins, you had the opportunity to change things if need be. But here, it's things a bit more permanent. Doesn't necessarily mean it's negative in that sense, but from the negative side, of course, again, we could view this. Notice we've got the Magician, and the Magician, of course, is the witch at the altar, has control over air, fire, water and earth, with spirit above. And that's what it is, in the sense that you are in control right now. The eagle there representing your higher self, listening to your higher self, do what you feel is right. And of course, Crow is saying that there is sorcery, there is alchemy going on right now, of course, right now. Just bear in mind also, with that, you have an opportunity to explore what's going on. Let's just see your immediate future there. The immediate future with the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Notice the Knight of Cups is the airy part of, isn't it? The airy part of water. Water is emotion, is feeling. So, of course, with what's going on now, of course, you have to bear in mind here, actually this card is not the Magician, it's the Fool. Which makes it worse because I'm a bloody fool for not noticing it. But I should have noticed it. It looks like the Magician from a distance. No, it doesn't. It looks nothing like it, but it sort of does. But nevertheless, the Magician, yes, we know is the witch at the altar, but the Fool, of course, in a similar way is a similar sort of thing, as an opportunity to control things, a new beginning right now. Of course, notice... there are two ways you can view this, even though the Fool is upright and not inverted. Yes, the Fool, not the Magician. Don't remind me. Nevertheless, there is a diabolical meaning to this, even though it's upright. The Fool indicating, yes, on a precipice. You're on a precipice right now, maybe because of your imagination being clouded. Your judgment being clouded with your imagination or whatever. But nevertheless, although your imagination has been recently clouded, yes, from a literal dark sense, it's foolishness and folly, stupidity. But in this sense, you're given a choice, aren't you? You're given a choice to either wander, be a wandering spirit on a precipice. You could fall off at any time. You could fall off the edge of the cliff at any time. You're sort of haphazardly wandering there. Or it could be an opportunity to explore what to do. I'm glad it's the Fool and not the Magician. That's it, keep rubbing it in. But laughing and joking apart there, Crean. Oh, it's wonderful, isn't it, when it's something and it wasn't. But laughing and joking apart there, Crean. Just bear this in mind. Yes, the eagle there, of course, the spirit saying, listen to your higher self, do what you feel is best, and focus on your priorities and do what you feel is best right now. You make the choice, you explore what to do right now. If you want to wander and you want to just be a wandering spirit and want to do that, then you'll fall off the edge of the cliff if you're not careful. But if you explore other avenues, such as walking away from the cliff or finding somewhere on the edge of the cliff where it's a bit safer to stand or whatever, then that's up to you. But the Fool represents the April Fool, which is the beginning of springtime, the beginning of your springtime, isn't it? No, not the Magician, the Fool. Just thought I'd quickly remind Leon, just in case we'd forgotten. But of course, moving on to the immediate future with the Knight of Cups, the airy part. The airy part, remember, creative and transmissive powers again now, Luke. In the same way, the airy part of Earth has creative and transmissive powers of the physical vehicle, adding communication, adding creativity and whatever to the physical. In this sense, we're going to be adding communication to your feelings, communicating maybe with yourself, making you, giving you the ability to spellbind others, giving you the ability, your charisma, upping your charisma a bit, and obviously make you more charismatic, more impressive, dress to impress. I always call the Knight of Cups the dress to impress card, because this is what you'll be able to do. Once you've explored an avenue to go down, other than the, oh, it will not happen, so we may as well just split up because nothing's going to happen, he'll never pop the question. We just may as well just live in sin with no kids and no whatever. Be careful what you wish for, Crean, because you might just bloody get it. And if you do get it, then that's when you will need your charisma, when you will need to spellbind others, when you will need to dress to impress, just to get by, just to survive, just to provide for your kids. Try and provide for yourself first. Put number one first. Explore what there is available. Don't wander, explore. It's the fool, remember, not the magician. There isn't. I suppose we could say there is sorcery and alchemy going on, even though there isn't, but the sorcery and alchemy in this case will be within you. You do the magic within. Crow is saying use the magic. Maybe that's why Crow wanted me to think it was the magician, because use the magic within you. Follow the spirit in the sense of listen to your higher self and do what you feel is best. It's all right. It's all right for our imagination to cloud our judgment and get physical and think that things or problems are solved by bringing kids into the world, which may up our chances of getting a home somewhere, or may even hold those who we're in love with, may sort of make them stay with us a bit longer or something. But that's neither here nor there. Bribery or no bribery, you've got to think about what's going on now. Remember, not the magician, although in a similar sort of way there is sorcery and alchemy going on, in that sort of sense that you have to follow the spirit and you have to follow what you listen to your higher self. But in this case, explore. Use it positively to explore what to do next. It's a new beginning. It's your springtime. It's the April Fool at the beginning of your springtime that's happening now. Actual springtime may be around the corner in a couple of months' time, but your springtime is happening now. Deal with what's happening now. Don't define yourself by maybe the clouded judgments of the recent past. Define yourself by the opportunities that you've got if you just follow the spirit and explore your options now. And that way you will be able literally to dress and impress and of course communicate your feelings. I suppose that's what the Knight of Cups is, isn't it? In that sense, and of course the ancient ones there, those spirits, they represent fire, which is knowledge and spiritual essence, whereas the birds, the eagle here, represents, of course, guidance, in the sense bringing the messages from the heavens to the earth. The bird people there are obviously there to guide you. Notice the ancient ones again in the past manifesting themselves into your future, and in the meantime the bird people come and guide, and maybe that's what that's about. But remember, it's not the magician, although it is magician-ish sort of energy there. Nevertheless, it's the fool, which is an opportunity for you, if you wish to take it. If you wish to wander and wish to believe maybe the lies you're telling yourself, or sort of believe the clouded judgment that you've got, and just want to play the paranoia game, I want it now or else I will scream and scream and scream until I am sick. It's my party and I'll cry it's my party and I will cry if I want to. Then that's up to you. You can cry if you want to, you can be sick as much as you want, but at the end of the day, of course, having kids is an option. When they often say children are a privilege, not a right, don't they? But what are the reasons why you want that? What are the reasons why you want to get married? What are the reasons why you want to have children? I want to get married so I can have children. I want to have children in order to what? For what purpose? In order to be burdened down with them and to be responsible for them for the rest of my life when he walks out or something? I don't know. Maybe he sticks together, maybe he stays there, but either way, you have to dress to impress, to provide for them, and he will as well. We're big enough and ugly enough to know that. So what is it that you want? Be careful what you wish for, Crean, because you will bloody get it. regardless if that's the fool, the magician, or whatever it bloody is. It is the fool, remember, offering an opportunity in the sense, as we know, of being able to explore right now your options. The only magician-y sort of energy there is the eagle that she's offering you. Of course, listen to your higher self. And as Polonius said in Hamlet, to thine own self be true. To thine own self be true. So with that, Crean, all we can do for now, as you would say, for the foreseeable future, all we can say is play it safe, be careful out there. Crow has spoken.